Scores of regional delegates are in the capital for a Caribbean wastewater conference. Opening the event last evening was the country's leader, who used the opportunity to focus on climate change. Jared Higgs has more.
If there was a sea level rise of 1.5 meters, 80% of the Bahamas as we know it would disappear.
Hundreds of water and wastewater professionals from around the region and beyond converged on the hotel as Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie picked up where he left off at the United Nations, arguing that the Bahamas should benefit from the Green Fund established by the United Nations, noting that the Bahamas is a negligible contributor to the issue.
When the world promised in Copenhagen that it would have a fund by 2020 of $100 billion a year, I argued that it is entirely wrong for the world to use the usual GDP way of rating countries to cause the Bahamas not to have access to a fair share of the Green Fund that would be created.
The Deputy Prime Minister also added his personal experience bringing attention to the issue of climate change.
I had the pleasure to travel to Samoa to participate in the recent conference on small island developing states with representatives from around the world. There, we noted the serious conditions that threaten our very existence and the negative impact that developed countries have on nations like ours.
Rounding off his presentation, the nation's chief also brought attention to the fact that in some parts of the Bahamas, such as some areas in San Salvador, there still isn't potable water.
It was the island where there was the first encounter between the old and the new world in 1492. It is an island that will forever be in the annals of history. It is an island where there is a Club Med facility and direct flights from Paris to that island. But yet, when I was first Prime Minister, in one part of that island there was no potable water.
The Water and Wastewater Conference continues throughout this week, with ministers with responsibility for water from throughout the region conducting a high-level meeting on Thursday. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.